The Snowbound Expo happens this weekend in Boston, and I've been trying to set up times to record with the speakers and pretty much anybody else down there this coming weekend. But through all of my research and all of my contacts, I get to do one here for you, an interview early. Check this one out for Snowbound, my friends. You're going to dig it. A lot of fun here on the Ski Rex Media Podcast. How we doing, everybody? Tim from Ski Rex Media once again. Just days out from heading down to Boston for the Snowbound Expo this coming weekend, November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I hope you all are going. I hope you're as excited as I and many other people are, including today's guest. Now, quick story here. As I said in the intro, I got to do this one early now. I've been reaching out to as many of the speakers as I can get a hold of, as many as I can, and I've written to so many, and I have commitments to talk to some of these people, famous people, all kinds of people, athletes and artists and industry folks and broadcasters and all kinds of fun people that are going to be down there sharing in the fun, sharing their stories, sharing their inspiration with the folks at the Snowbound Expo. But today I got to do one early because it was a little misunderstanding on my part, actually. When Doug Lewis, one of the Emcees of the Snowbound Expo, along with Mary Walsh, he reached out to me after I reached out to him, right? And I asked him the same as everyone else. I was like, dude, do you want to do some time while we're down there? We talked a little bit. I thought that's what he meant. He was going to confirm for doing some time down there this coming weekend at the Snowbound Expo, and he ends up being able to go early to do a full podcast episode ahead of time. It's really cool. It's really a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure everyone who listens to it will love it. I think Doug is great. This is the first time I've ever talked to him, and we had a lot of fun, I think. But before we get into that kind of fun, let's talk about another kind of fun. Let's talk about a really fun place, a place I've had a lot of fun at. Whaleback Mountain. Whaleback Mountain is a ski area in Enfield, New Hampshire, one of the most accessible, easy to access mountains I have ever been to. It is quite literally right off the interstate. You can watch the cars go by on the interstate from the lift if you want to. The interstate's guardrail is less than 50 feet from the parking lot. It is right there off exit 16 off I-89 in Enfield, New Hampshire. Whaleback Mountain is an amazing place to ski. I love it. I talk about it all the time, not just in these reads, but in my normal life. They have everything you can want to ski in a small package. You want groomed, they got groomed. You want natural, they got natural. You want trees, you want steeps, you want some kind of, I don't even know, but they have it. They have it for you. What is that? What's the term? Joie de vivre. That's not right. I don't know. Bad joke for me, but Whaleback is not a joke. Go ahead and check them out. Again, very easy to find. Whaleback.com, very easy to find online. Great place. Tickets do not cost a lot, and coming this season, if all goes well and the rain slows down for 5 minutes, they'll have a brand new surface left to get people up and in and around the mountain. Yes, Whaleback is going to make it easier for you not only to get there, but to get around and to get in with tickets, because this season, Whaleback is a full Indy Pass partner. That is correct. If you are riding Indy Pass this year, which I am, you have 2 days waiting for you over at Whaleback Mountain. It's a great place. I'll be there anyway. I'm working lifts again this season, and Ski Rex Media will be skiing there as often as possible. Whaleback Mountain, ski it to believe it. And again, one of the reasons this week's guest is on this week's episode is because he will be one of the Emcees at the Snowbound Expo, which I will be attending myself this weekend. That's right. Again, this year, Ski Rex Media is partnering with the Snowbound Expo, the biggest snow sports expo for families, skiers, riders, bringing incredible athletes and Olympians to share their stories and all of the coolest brands together for you to shop. You'll see free entertainment for the family all weekend, including the mega indoor slope, skate to ski with rollerblade. You can try Nordic skiing at the cross country experience. You can get selfies with Doug Lewis, myself, and everyone else. You can get all kinds of swag, and we talk about that with Doug today, too. Get all kinds of swag. You can enjoy Opry Ski and so much more. The expo is happening this weekend, November 3rd through the 5th at the Boston Exhibition and Convention Center. Tickets are still available. You can even use my code SkiRexMedia, all one word. Maybe you even get a little discount using that code, right? Right. Come join me and so many others, including Doug Lewis, at the expo in Boston. I will see you down there. Now, when you're all going to be hearing this, it's October 19th, but we know that Tim from Ski Rex Media, he records ahead of time, because if I don't, then I get lost in the season and all hell breaks loose. It's not cool. But today's guest is Doug Lewis. Doug is going to be at Snowbound. Snowbound is this coming weekend for when you hear this. This will go out on the 1st. I think it's the 1st. And Snowbound is this weekend, and Doug will be too busy, as everybody will be at Snowbound, to talk. So we talk today. Doug, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. Just resting up for Snowbound. It's going to be a crazy ride, just like you said.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. I was just talking to Stephen Morgan over there from Raccoon Media, and we were talking about this season versus last season, and he was saying, and you were there last year too, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I was there as the MC, and
cool.
It was a great first year for them, but this year is going to be bonkers.
Oh, totally. We were talking about how the space is just bigger. It needed to be. There's so much going on. We were actually making jokes. Like I said, I get the media newsletter that all the media folks get, me, Mario Bryan, Stuart, everybody. But the Adams from out of Collective, all those guys. But I subscribe to the public newsletter too, because there's just so much going on. It's how can you keep it straight? And you're going to be super busy. You have a few things going on down there. Why don't you tell us about that, please?
Well, I have two favorites, and I get to do both of them, talking and inspiring young kids. So I am first and foremost the MC along with Mary, and
sure.
I am so lucky that we get to talk to these unbelievable guests. I don't know how they book them. It's just crazy. But we have Ted Ligety and a bunch of Olympians, incredible athletes, incredible people who are exploring the world of winter on the edge of everything. So I'm super excited about that. I learn every time that I do an interview. I
sure.
try to do my homework, but I am just blown away at these guests. So that's number one. Number two, along with my wife, we're running an Eliteam fun family fitness area. So you can get in there. And of course, fitness is so important to skiing, riding, whatever you do on snow. We'll just give you a little education about how important that is. But more importantly, kids, mostly kids, adults do it too, but mostly the kids are having an opportunity to go crazy in our area. So there's an obstacle course with jumps and hurdles and gates and crawling and jumping. And then there's a vertical jump, a broad jump, a flexibility test, which I flunk every time. And there's just a lot of fun going on. We're trying to get these kids moving and hopefully building some strength, agility, coordination, because the more fit you are, the better time you're going to have on the snow, no matter what you're doing. So if we can help people enjoy the snow a little bit better, that's our job. So I'll be talking and hopping.
Awesome. I love it. I love both of those things. In fact, I'm going to have to come hang out with you guys and learn a bit more about physical fitness, because let's all be honest, I don't lie. I'm a mess. Now, let's talk about the talking part first. So you get to be the MC, which is, again, like you said, it's interesting. There's so many different people from across the industry and Olympians, athletes. You yourself was an Olympian. Look up Doug if you don't know everything about him. And like you said, I try to do my homework too, but there's stuff that comes out and it just sparks a whole different conversation. Being an interviewer is interesting. I've never gotten it right, even since school in journalism class, but I try. So you get to be there. You're going to be hosting now. I think it's just one stage this time, the inspiration stage, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, hopefully it's just going to be one stage. Last year, it was a little bit confusing. There was 2 rooms, 2 stages, 2 times. This is all in South Boston now at the Expo. And there's going to be one stage, and there's a incredible lineup of speakers. Just when you get there, or go online, check it out. When you get there, check it out. Who's speaking today? Do a little homework, and we are all going to be inspired and blown away by the speakers we have. It's just really amazing.
It is. It is such a huge mix of folks. I know that I'm already committed to talking to Brenna Huckabee, Paralympian. So there you go. We're doing that. And in the adaptive sports part of our industry, that fascinates me, the technique and the technology. I've hung out with the New Hampshire Healing Sports Association, and I've done work with Vermont Adaptive. I'm sure you know of both of those, being from New England too.
For sure, yeah. Vermont Adaptive I've worked with throughout the years. I've been able to announce at the Paralympics, which is so inspiring. Learned a lot there. But, Jeremy Jones, Lindsay Jacob Bellis, are you kidding me? Ted Ligety. Oh. It's crazy. And Jan Reynolds, who I grew up with in Vermont, she's just, explored the world. So come one, come all. And no matter who you get, it's going to be an interesting talk up on the stage. And this is the best part. Yeah, I'll lead the conversation, Mary and I, but then we open it up to whoever's there for questions. So how cool is it? You can ask Lindsay Jacob Ellis, what was she thinking, right?
Yeah.
Ask Ted Ligety how he invented giant slalom, or should I say reinvented giant slalom. So
totally, man.
These are the people that have driven our sport, and we get to talk to them.
Yeah, we get to talk to them like they are right there. And that's great that you get to open it up to the crowd. Get there, get your seat early. Some of these talks fill up, and some of these people are great just speaking to you. Like you can totally fanboy and fangirl out. It's a lot of fun to do that too. Like, oh my God, autograph, selfie, all this, that, and the other. But you try to get to know these people if you can. Like Doug said, ask a question if you can. Dan Egan, friend of SkiRex Media, friend of mine. He's always a good time, great for a laugh. He'll be there too. So many people. I can't even remember, and I'm talking to a bunch of them. But Doug's right, man. It's gonna be great, and then get to know Doug too. He's been there. He knows. He's been a broadcaster and a skier, and he's won championships. He skis better than me.
It was funny. Last year we had Bodie Miller. He's not going to be, I don't know if he'll stop by this year.
Totally.
With his peak skis and stuff, but he's not a guest on the stage. But I'm a fanboy of Bodie, right? I got to cover him with NBC, but what an opportunity to get inside his mind, which is just a craziness, right? But
sure.
I'm really excited to talk to Ted Ligety. The guy was so intense. Reinvented giant slalom, created a new sport, really. And now he's retired. Now he's working with Shred. Now he's got twins. Now he's trying to teach his kids. How funny will it be to talk about, how is it for Ted Ligety to watch his kids ski down when it's always been everybody's watching Ted and holding their breath, and can he do it? And he always usually did it. So it'll be really fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And I like your enthusiasm, and I like that you call it fun. This is something that I've tried to ask professionals as I get to know them. Like Holly Flanders, I asked, is it still fun for you? I would ask the younger folks who are current if it's still fun for them. And maybe we'll get to do that at the Killington race. I'll be there again this year. And, it's obviously still fun for you. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a Vermonter, true and true, born ground woodchuck for sure, but I live in Park City. And the reason I live in Park City is I have 8 ski areas within an hour. I get to ski as much as I want. So I have to live there. I have to live near a ski area because that's what I do. I love it. Whether I'm touring up or taking a chairlift up or whatever, that's what I do. And these guys love it. And that's why they're so good, because that's how it starts. I break it into 3 kind of segments. First, you learn to love your sport. Totally. Then you learn all the skills between maybe age 11 to age 20. And then you learn how to win. And that's what you see, because no matter how you're doing as a professional, you'll have bad days, you'll have good days, but you'll always love it. And that's what keeps you going. So that's what we're in the business of doing, at least nowadays, is getting people turned on to snow sports. And how great is it to be outside, the wind in your face, the snow under your feet, no motor, and you can go as fast as you want without a motor.
Totally.
It's crazy. Fastest I've ever been clocked is 97 miles an hour. That's just, I haven't even driven that fast.
97 miles an hour. Now, is that on your regular old Alpine day or is that in your speed skiing days?
Oh, that's Alpine World Cup downhill at Wengen. So Wengen's the fastest they've clocked. They've actually clocked 100 miles an hour in a downhill race. So not speed skiing, not jumping out of an airplane. This is a World Cup racer skiing down a course, 100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour. Last season, I talked to Jacob Perkins, and we were talking about speed skiing and talking about those ridiculous and insane speeds. That's more because he's trying, and I guess in downhill, everybody's trying, but 100 miles an hour, dude, that's ridiculous. That's scary. That's terrifying.
However, I've been more terrified going slower. So 100 miles an hour at Wengen is straight down. It's groomed. It's icy. There's a little bump, but it's straight. Take, for example, Val Gardena or Beaver Creek, Colorado. Beaver Creek has so many turns and so much terrain, and they make it glare ice. I've been more scared at 60 miles an hour going through turns and terrain than 100 miles an hour straight. So it's all about being in control and right on the edge of control, between control and catastrophe. That's where the magic happens.
I would imagine the best I've ever gotten and not clocked mathematically was in the mid 40s. That's all I can do. Not a pro though.
The thing about skiing and riding is we can do it together. Like when I go over 80, I get that feeling in my stomach, the butterflies, the adrenaline. And when I'm skiing someone who, and their limit is 25, when they go 26, we can share that feeling. If I'm playing tennis with someone who's good, they hate it playing with me because they're better. I'm sucky. But when you ski together, I don't care your levels, you're experiencing the same awesomeness.
That's awesome. I love how you put that, and I'm going to reuse it over and over again because that's a great way to look at it. It is relative to yourself, and it's a come as you are. Do it however you want. You don't have to be the best. Why would you want to be the best? What fun is that? Well, some people like that. But you get to go out with the same people to do the same thing. It's wonderful. You are 100% correct. And I also want to get as many people out there to try it, at least try it, because people are scared of it. People are a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons people don't do it, but it's like, dude, once you get past all that and you get to the greatness of it, it's a wonderful thing. And doing it, getting the kids out there early is a great idea. And I think that's part of, to segue into this, your elite team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I've been running Eliteam for 33 years. At this point, I have 7 people on the U.S. ski team who have gone to my camp, including Michaela Schifrin.
Nice.
And so I feel pretty proud that I've been able to at least educate and inspire some of these athletes to really push their limits. But elite teams for any athlete who wants to push their limits, right? And so, believe it or not, anybody, quote unquote, anybody can learn how to ski, the craft. You can learn that.
Yes.
But what separates people on race day or on competition day or the time that you got to step up, what separates those people is sports physiology. Are they in shape? Do they have power? Do they have agility? Do they have coordination? Sports nutrition. Are they energized? Are they hydrated? And most importantly, sports psychology. The reason I have a bronze medal is not because I skied as well as everybody. It's because I stood in the starting gate confident, with the ability to risk, having the focus, the visualization to put it all out there. Because in any Olympic race you watch, there's 10 people that could win, have the skills to win their craft. But what makes the difference on race day is all in your head.
And I love that. And that's actually, from what I hear, true across many sports, but we talk about skiing and snowboarding here and other snow sports, what have you, the psychology of everything. And I think that could also translate down to the recreational as well. Sure. Because
imagine getting off the lift. Imagine standing on the top of a hill that's pretty steep. It's a little bit above your pay grade. It's a little icy. Mm-hmm. If you have the confidence to stay forward in your boots and to lean into it, you're going to have a great time. If you are not confident, if you're scared, if you have any doubts, you get passive, you get back, you get stiff, and bad things happen. So if you can work on the confidence through physical fitness, through eating right, through some mental techniques, you're going to have a much better time on the slopes.
That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Believe me, I ski at Whaleback, and Whaleback's got some tricky stuff. So
that's a steep little hill.
It is. It's great, and it's all natural, and I'm so happy that you know it and have been there. Those guys are great over there. So that confidence comes into play. In fact, if you take Jonah's Run up there and you're staring off on a clear day at Killington, then you look down, it's all natural. It's bumps, it's patches of grass. It's, no snowmaking, no grooming down there. You go for it. You have to have some confidence. How do you break someone though of overconfidence?
They'll probably break themselves literally and physically by just having too much confidence, right? They're going to get into a situation that they're not prepared for. Hopefully they'll come out all right. But, so right now I run ultras. I just ran a 100-mile race last Friday.
Wow.
But I didn't start running 100 miles. I retired from skiing. I did the marathon. Then I did a 50K. Then I did a 50-miler. Then I did the 100K. Then I did the 100-mile. It's when people go from 0 to 100, from a pink heart to a black diamond without doing all the work, that's when you get hurt. So as in everything, as in life, just build up, go to that next level and then rule that level, go to the next level, move. And all of a sudden you will be on the black diamonds, on ice, on tough days, feeling that confidence, but you can't skip steps.
Absolutely not. And I get, man, this is turning out so much better than I could have imagined, because I think this stuff, but what do I know? I don't know what I'm talking about. I was never schooled in it. I was never trained in it. I'm just like, gee, if I'm going to do this, I have to do this first. And I think from a recreational point of view, that's one of the things that stops people from getting into snow sports, is that there are levels. There's no instant gratification there. Not that there should be. It's too dangerous. It's too hard. It's too much of a whatever to do that. If you could get past those steps, once you get, and you can go as far as you want to, like you don't have to go to the top of all the hard stuff. You can stay down on the carpet, man, which is fun too.
Or you can push your limits. I mean, you are in charge. You go on a roller coaster, you're not in charge. You're just along for the ride. In ski and riding or whatever you're doing up there, you are in charge. And so you get to make the decisions. And that's really, really fun.
It's totally fun. That's one of the best parts about it. We were actually talking, I can't remember who it was. It might've been Jacob Perkins. And I think this kind of has something to do with it though. And it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on it, but that the sport itself, if you were to look at, say, LeBron play ball, and then I go out and play ball, same sport, he may have put more work in, he's better, but there's a bigger disconnect between the pro level skiers and the recreational players or riders and so on. Would you agree with that? Or is that just a fallacy? Because I don't know. And I think it kind of works here.
I don't think you can relate. I can play some basketball, right? I don't think I can relate to LeBron James at all. Number one, not even the physical differences are immense, but what he can do is just unrelatable. When I take my nephew skiing, right, and I slow it down, all of a sudden my nephew can put weight on that downhill ski, or he can get into some funky tuck. And again, once you step outside your comfort zone or you ride that edge on snow, you're feeling the same thing I am. It's just a whole lot slower. I can't relate to someone who's incredible in basketball, but I think when you get on snow and just feel that slippery surface and feel the wind in your face, you can relate to the best in the world.
There you go. That works for me. Again, I didn't know, because it was an interesting point to say, it's the same sport, but recreational skiing and like ski racing, whether it be one of the alpine disciplines, freestyle disciplines, this kind of thing, they're really not the same. I was like, but they're kind of the same. But even I say, like I've said to people at the World Cup event in Killington, I can look at Schifrin and say, I know how she's doing it, but I don't know how she's doing it. And again,
Right.
you're talking someone who has talent beyond talent, the greatest that's ever been, versus little old me. I've skied the run. I've skied
Yeah.
Superstar multiple times, but
That's important. How cool is it that you can get on Superstar when they shut it down, and you can run it till June these
yeah,
days? But you can get on Superstar and imagine and maybe let it go for a couple turns and try to experience what they do. I was an Olympic skier, right? I won a bronze medal in the World Championships.
totally.
I'm blown away at what Schifrin and Petra Vlhova in, all those women can do on that hill. I'm totally blown away.
Oh yeah, kids today, I hear it from many from other pros who have said that, and it comes down to, like, freestyle people will say they're doing stuff that was only in video games 15 years ago. Racers are now clocking and hitting so much harder and faster. Men, women, doesn't matter. Don't come as you are. It don't matter.
Here's an interesting fact. So I won
Sure.
the bronze medal in Bormio
Okay.
at the downhill with a time of 2 minutes, 6 seconds.
Sure.
That was in 1985. I'm dating myself. In 2005, which is almost 20 years later, 2005, which was 20 years after I won. Now it's 20 years after Bodie won, but Bodie won the gold on the same course 20 years after I did. I was there. It was amazing. Bodie clocked in 156. So on the same course, the same snow, quote unquote, he was 10 seconds faster. Now, a lot of it's equipment, but a lot of it is the new athletes pushing the limits. 10 seconds faster? Are you kidding me? It's amazing what they're doing.
I can't only imagine what it's like for you to see that progression, to know. Did you even think when you were up there and you were out in the championships, winning championships, getting medals, you're like, did you ever think this is as quick as we're ever going to get, or this is as technical as we're ever going to get? And now you're here and you're working and coaching people who are doing these things. Did you ever think it would get here?
Well, I knew you're always going to get faster, right? The sport will progress. But what happened between me and Bodie, me and Darren Rolfs, me and Lindsey Vaughn was the equipment revolution. So I had straight skis. I skied on 225s. Now they have shaped skis, even in the speed events. They're skiing on 218s, 215s. So they can, I know no one can see me, but I have my hand in a wide arc. That was the arc that I skied. And then if you crunch the arc really tight, that's the arc that they can ski now. So you can ski a tighter, cleaner, more powerful line just because of the equipment. So that's one part. However, as soon as the equipment changed, the bodies of racers had to change. I'm 5'8", I'm tiny. I can't even be a World Cup star nowadays. You have to be 6 foot. You have to weigh 200 pounds. You have to have a core that runs from your hips to your shoulders. You don't even want a waist right now. You just want one magnum core between your shoulders and your hips, because that's where the power originates from. So
Sure.
Yes, everybody's pushing the limits, but the changes in equipment and the changes in the physical fitness have blown away all the records that will ever be done in alpine skiing.
That's amazing. That is just amazing. And it's great because, through Eliteam, you, like you said, you not only teach the psychology, but the fitness, the physiology, and all that, and how it all works together to build these superhumans, these super soldiers that do this stuff that's, Doug will agree, I'm sure, if you get a chance. Here in the U.S., there's not a lot outside of the freestyle events that are televised. Now with the internet, and streaming, you get a little bit more, but it might be a little harder to find. Get out there and see the races. Go see it, because what we're saying and what we're excited about to see this power in action. Get out here to Killington on Thanksgiving weekend. I know Doug's been there. In fact, on the Elite Team website, there is a photo that keeps running through with him and Michaela Schifrin at that race. I don't know what year, but that's awesome. It's a lot of fun. You get to see these people doing this, and it's like watching car racing. They're just zipping by, and you have to look and say, God, you're just in awe of it. It's
I don't
wonderful.
care where you are in the States. This year, there's so many events that you can see. So just Alpine, you've got
Totally.
Killington, Beaver Creek, Palisades, and Aspen.
Yeah, man.
Freestyle, you got Deer Valley. They always come to Whiteface if you're in the East. Go out and see these people. And what the best thing is, you don't even cost money, right? You go skiing, you take lunch break during their run. You can see the best in the world, try to get inspired, and then go finish the day on the hill. How cool is that? And even cross country skiing, like Nordic is coming to Minneapolis. You can go into a city and watch Jessie Diggins go crazy around this lap. She'll be puking and putting herself on the line. We get to watch and have some beers and have a lot of fun. It's amazing that you can see the best in the world in the U.S. this year. Make a point.
And shout out to Jessie Diggins and her stomach. Good luck to you both, kids.
Oh my God. She knows the Bang Cave unlike anybody I've ever met. I mean, she can just go deep.
Hey, man, Nordic is the whole, especially for those who are physically fit. It's wonderful. I want to get back into cross country Nordic type skiing. Again, not to be pro. I'm just out there to have fun. But it's a great thing. And again, it's getting outside, seeing the world. It's a lot of fun. Fresh air. Get out of the cities or stay in the cities. Indoor skiing. Where do you land on that?
I think it's a great option if there's no snow on the ground. I'm not going to choose to go inside if there's snow outside, but it's coming. There's going to be inside skiing in every big city in the next 10 years. So it's coming. How great is that? I've never done it. But I'd like to, especially in July when I'm feeling the Jones to get out there and carve some turns.
A lot of fun. I enjoy it. I bring it up only because Big Snow American Dream will be at Snowbound Expo again as well. A lot of fun. Go check out their booth. Great little place. A lot of fun there. I've had fun there. Indoor skiing is its own animal. John Emery, when that starts getting built, he starts building his facilities. He said he might try to get one in Vegas. Awesome. I'm there. All day long. I mean, Lee Canyon's great, but come on, stay in the city. A lot of fun. So back to Snowbound then. We're going over a lot of stuff, and that's what we do here at Ski Rex. We get it all out there as best we can in the time we have. I want everybody to know everything. Start taking notes, kids. There's going to be a test. There isn't. I don't have time to write a test. Snowbound. So let's go through, you gave us a quick overview about what you're going to be doing with the Eliteam there. What exactly is it? I was reading it on the website itself, and it has, again, you listed out some of what can be seen and done there. Let's get a bit more specific. Give me what Saturday will look like.
So for Eliteam, if you want to come, which would be great, for this fun family fitness area, the thing that's going to stand out is a dual obstacle course.
Sure.
And so you can start studying for it right now. Okay, Tim. It starts out with 8 quick feet in some rings, and then it has 6 slalom gates, and they are breakaways, so you can hit the gates.
Nice.
So you've done some jumping, you've done some agility around the gates, so some power, some strength come into play. Then you got to go up and over, so that's a little flexibility and agility at the same time. You got to crawl through a tunnel, and then you have 6 hurdles to the end. So the fastest kids will probably be, 9 to 10 seconds. The average will be about 16. And you can run it as many times as you want. And every time you run it, you are timed and your time goes on the wall. And
cool.
When we've done this before, we average, 400 to 500 kids, different kids through it a day. And each kid averages 5 runs. So this course gets a lot of traction. The parents, they can come and race their kids. They can chase their kids. And then what always happens at around 7 or 8 at night, I don't know how long the show goes, but the kids tend to leave. And all of a sudden, the parents with the beers come over to our area, and we make them run it with the beer in hand. So it's a lot of agility and balance involved as well. But it's a lot of fun. And with that, we hand out some free flyers about how strength, power, agility, capacity, how they all can help you arrive better, whether you're skiing or riding or whatever you're doing on snow. You'll arrive with more physical fitness. Fitness gives you control. Control gives you confidence. Again, it's that word confidence. If I can get kids and adults with confidence arriving on the ski hill, they're going to have a better time and they're going to perform better.
100%, man. And it sounds like you got it covered it's not just fun, it's educational. I don't want to sound like that older gentleman, but get the education while you're there. It's a lot of fun. Now you're going to you said you had the pamphlets with the information. You're obviously going to be there. Your wife's going to be there. Do you have a staff there like, hey, dude, I have a question. Could you answer it? Or will you answer it? Or will there be time to answer it?
So my staff are all elite teamers.
Sure.
And I'm pretty lucky because I've been doing it for 30 years. I have elite teamers all over. I called up BU, the BC Eagles, Babson College. I think I got 4 colleges down around Boston, and I have so many elite teamers that go and race for their teams. Sure. They're all going to be on hand. So all my staff are NCAA racers, awesome. Which is pretty cool. And they'll be there to help and ask them questions, and they'll be holding the hands of the 3-year-olds, bringing them through the course.
Wow. So it is a complete, total, hands-on, not just education, not just fun, but a social event as well. That's so incredible. Yeah. That you didn't leave out the social part.
No, it's super fun, and it's all open. So there'll be hundreds of people watching. So there's a little mental sports psych involved, how to handle pressure, focus, breathing. Oh, it's a lot of fun. I used to race it and was still able to beat all the kids. But at this age, I think I'm just going to forerun and call it a day.
I like it. Know your limits. You're the boss anyway. You do what you want. I'll come watch. I don't know if I'll be running. I'll make excuses. I've been sick for like a month and a half. It's only 2 weeks away from here. But for those in real time, when you're hearing this is this coming weekend, November 3rd through 5th. This area will be open all 3 days or just Saturday, Sunday?
From as soon as the ribbon drops till the ribbon goes up, we'll be up at Eliteam working it. But
cool.
Just stop by. We haven't talked about, just all the equipment manufacturers that are going to be there. It's a real good opportunity for those of you who haven't skied in a while or haven't bought something new. The new stuff coming out, whether it's a tiny tweak about a side cut in skis or a boot fitting change, you got to just go there and just take in this information, because what the manufacturers are doing, heated coats, heated underwear, molded footbeds, the stuff that's going on makes it so easy. The sport, if you asked me in 1990 what it was like, I'm like, get through the pain of your boots and everything and freeze your butt off, but you're going to have fun. Now it's comfortable and fun. I can't believe it.
It's something else. Because I started learning in 91. That's when I first skied. I was in 6th grade. They said, hey, here's winter activities. You can learn how to ski. I was like, all right, I'll try that. And I haven't looked back, It's been a lot of fun, but it has changed over the years. And Doug's right. When you go to Snowbound, we're going to go see Doug. We're going to go watch the kid. We're going to watch the kids run the course. I'm just going to watch. And I'm sure as hell not going to do that one. Well, what is that called? That US Ninja, whatever. They got something going on over there too.
Ninja Warrior course. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, I'll be in shape for season. That's enough. But anyway, kidding aside, there's so much to see and do at Snowbound, and to see the technology, walk around through the retailers, the manufacturers, they're all there, and ask questions like, what is this? Because at face value, it might look like a ski. Sure. Snowboard. Sure. But what's new about it? And there's a lot of information to take. I'm not kidding. Bring a notebook. You're going to have to. Or if you're, fast with typing with the smartphone, you can do that too to take your notes. But whatever it is, you're right.
Yep. And I'm a kid at heart. So for all the kids out there, or parents who have kids, the key is you get the free bag from some ski area, right?
Sure.
And you fill up the bag with stickers. Every place has stickers and posters. And Shaun White's going to be there. Lindsay Jacobellis. All these famous people are going to sign the autographs. Mm-hmm. If you are a kid and do not come home with 10 autograph posters and 30 stickers, you failed. It is the thing to do is just go get all the free stuff.
And he's not wrong. Like I've had to hold back because I don't drive into Boston. Listen, kids, as an adult, you'll never want to drive into that city. I don't even like to drive into that city. And I've driven into the worst of the worst. Seattle, Washington. People argue LA. Haven't been to LA. Seattle's the worst. Anyway, I take the bus, so I don't have a lot of room to bring stuff back, but do it. He's not wrong. Get your stickers, get your autographs, get your posters. I have like 3 or 4 posters here that I'm moving around the office. It's wonderful. If you want to fanboy out with a bunch of nerds that like to ski, do it. If you've ever been to Comic-Con or another con, a nerd con, this is the same thing. Sure, it's a retail expo. Sure, it's an education expo. Doug's people are going to teach you stuff. Over at the indoor little slope, the indoor slope that they got set up there, they're going to teach you stuff. But run around, be a nerd, get the stickers, get the autographs, get the selfies. And let me tell you something. As a kid, you always have first go.
Yeah.
Only a fool would push in front of a kid, and that fool will be made fun of. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I'm trying to look up pictures on my phone right now of all the pictures that I got. I got to interview Bodie, obviously, the Mervinator,
Sure.
who's a runner. I got to interview her. I got the coolest autographs, and I'm the guy. I'm supposed to be celebrity dude. I got the autographs as well, so it was really fun.
That's what I like about you, Doug. You're still having fun with it. You are one of the celebrities people are going to ask for your autograph. People are going to ask for your photo. I'm going to, if you have time. I get it. I was joking with Steven. I was like, dude, I saw you there last year, but I didn't stop you to talk because you were busy and I was busy and Doug was busy and Brian and Mario are busy. And I got to meet Stuart Winchester for the first time, but that was for 5 minutes before he had to leave because the man doesn't stop.
Yes, I'm showing on the video. You can't see it. This is Kelly Clark. I got to hang out with Kelly Clark.
Now, let me tell you something. I met Kelly Clark. I tell people this story because of how there's Mervinator right there. Kelly Clark, I love to disappoint people with this story because I was there at Mount Snow in the 90s. I worked there. I'm from that area. That's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. So I saw this kid named Kelly whipping tail out on the side of the mountain while I was up in the Summit Lodge serving food. But, we got out to take runs and stuff. People are like, so you knew her? I'm like, no, I didn't know her. Like, I've said hi to her. And people are like, but you knew her? I was like, no. They're like, this story sucks. I'm like, I know it does. It's so funny.
Here's another one. Donna Weibrecht.
Donna Weibrecht. Love that. I have Donna's autograph.
Yeah.
I have Donna Weibrecht's autograph. I got it in 2019 before it became the Snowbound Expo, the old expo, before COVID destroyed the world. So see that we're having fun and I'm watching the clock because Doug asked for a timeout. And this is what I was saying. It turns from get the information out to just having fun because that's what we do here. So let's wrap it up because we only have a few minutes left. So Doug, plug some stuff. You can plug Snowbound. You can plug Eliteam. You can plug whatever you want. If you have a book and you want to sell it, you can do that too. I'll read it.
Well, number one, thanks for letting me talk about Eliteam. Eliteam, again, is camps, clinics, online programs, all for athletes from U12, U14, U16.
Cool.
So I'm trying to teach them, educate, and inspire them to push their limits, number one, but learn about how sports physiology can make them a better athlete, whether it's skiing, riding, soccer, lacrosse. How sports nutrition is going to keep them healthy and have them arrive at the top of their game in no matter what sport. And then, of course, sports psychology, because everybody gets nervous. Everybody gets the stomach ache. Everybody fails. And so sports psychology is all about making sure that you take advantage of every experience and learn from it. So Eliteam is Eliteam. However, I really want to just push people to the Snowbound Expo. This is going to be the place to be. A little earlier this year, which I think is better, so people can have that month and a half after to dial in the equipment, get in shape, get your tickets, make sure that you do your homework, because the best thing about skiing is when you're on the snow. So take care of all that stuff in the next month and a half. And when the snow flies and when everything opens, you are going to be ready to take advantage. And so the Snowbound is the best thing that you can do to prepare yourself for when those ski areas open to get out there and enjoy yourself.
100%. It's a great place to.
Sounds like you ran 100 miles like I did.
You would think so. I don't get to the mute button quick enough. Awful. All right. So through my coughing, check out Snowbound, snowbound.com. Check out Eliteteam at eliteteam.com. All links will be in the description, the show notes, all that stuff. When you first hear this, Snowbound is this weekend. Get into Boston. It's a lot of fun. You will have fun. You will learn a lot. You might spend some money too. Who knows? But the deals are going to be sick because preseason deals are always the sickest. Get that stuff early. People say skiing's expensive. I was like, not for me. I know every way around it and I can teach you. I'll teach you things. I'm not even an exhibitor and I'll stand next to Doug. If you ask him a question, I'll answer it for him. I won't. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Doug, thank you very much for being on the podcast, man. I love it, dude. This was a lot of fun. I could go another 2 hours with you easy.
Well, I will meet you at Snowbound, and anybody listening, come by, say hi to me. I'm the bald guy who likes to run around the obstacle course. Come say hi to me. And we were going to have a lot of fun on those 3 days. Come for 1 day, come for an hour, come for all 3 days. And again, if you're a kid or if you have a kid, lots of free stuff.
Lots of free stuff, dude. Awesome. Thanks, dog. Don't hang up. I'm going to let Doug go. I'm going to cut him loose, and then I'll come back to close out the show. But again, snowbound.com. I'm going to be there. Doug's going to be there. Mario and Brian are going to be there. I think Stuart's going to be there, but I think he's going to be at Snowbound too. There's either two of them or the man's a vampire. I say it. He knows I say it, so don't even try and tell him, oh, Tim's talking S about you. I'm not. He knows. Anyway, kids, we'll see you later. Thanks a lot for playing.